Hey everyone, I'm Tyler Bronski here. I'm with Kyle Simon of the New Britain Bees. Now, Kyle, you began your career in the Orioles organization. Your first team was back in 2011 with the Ironbirds from Aberdeen. What do you remember about coming into pro ball for the first time? Just what the adjustment was like coming from college to, baseball is your occupation now.
I mean, it was a phenomenal time. I mean, the Orioles organization is great, especially the short season Ironbirds. They have a phenomenal their field and their stadium is absolutely incredible. So going straight from University of Arizona to that, I mean, it was pretty ridiculous. But I didn't spend too much time there before going to good old Delmarva, which was a little bit of a downgrade. But at the same time, I mean, you're just moving up through the ranks.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, 2012, that's when you were traded to the Philadelphia Phillies, and luckily for you, your name is now always connected with a future Hall of Famer and Jim Thome. How did the Orioles tell you that you were getting traded, and what is that like for you now to be connected with a player like that?
I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, that guy had a career, and everyone that I talked to who experienced him with the Phillies said he was just an absolutely amazing dude. So, I mean, it's just great that I got the chance to kind of be equivalent to that for a little bit. But it was a weird day. I was supposed to start that night, and we were in Winston-Salem, and the coach, it was a Dominican coach who could choppy English, and I didn't really understand him. He told me that I wasn't dressing out or doing anything that night, and it wasn't official yet. And then a few hours later, they announced it. So, I mean, I wasn't the Orioles property anymore, and I just kind of sat in the stands and watched the last game as an Oriole, and then went up to Reading and started pitching for the Phillies and absolutely loved it.
Awesome. Now, during your time with the Phillies, you got a lot of closer opportunities, but pretty much other than that, your whole career you've been a starter. Any preference for you, closing and starting, and just the different preparation work for those roles?
I mean, both have like kind of two different animals. Everyone kind of wants to be a starter because that's honestly where the money is at. I mean, you just have a vacation after every start for about 4 days. You're still going to be getting your work in and everything, but at the same time, you don't have to physically be in the game mentally. So with relieving, it was just a totally different mindset when you're showing up to the field for 140 games and you have the chance to throw every night. So I enjoy starting a little bit more. That's what I've been doing most of my career, and it's just kind of, I enjoy going through a lineup a few times as opposed to just trying to get a guy, because I'm not a strikeout guy. I'll never be a strikeout guy. I'm a pitch to contact, terrible contact guy. So I like quick innings and just kind of getting on my players on and off the field as quickly as possible.
Sure. Now, during your time with the Phillies, you actually got to pitch in some big league spring training games sporadically. What's that like for you as a player that's going to participate in both minor league and major league camp? Do you kind of just show up to the field that day and just, what's the schedule for me for that day? What's going on?
I mean, it's definitely a difference. I mean, when you're doing the backfields of minor league ball in Florida, you're not going to get as many fans whatsoever, so it's kind of just like crickets out there. But, I mean, pitching for the big league team was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, it's just like, it's a very quick-paced game, so just kind of controlling the whole, just that side of it was a little bit of a different animal. But, I mean, in general, it was a blast. The Phillies gave me a great opportunity.
The Phillies had a lot of big-name guys during your tenure there. That was when Rollins was there and Utley and Halladay. Any of the big league guys you got a chance to speak with or just watch a lot?
I really enjoyed Cliff Lee and Kyle Kendrick and Roy Halladay. Roy Halladay was very knowledgeable with the whole baseball aspect of things. I mean, you'd talk to him about throwing a cutter, he could talk to you for about an hour and a half about it. He's a very knowledgeable baseball player and he's going to be a Hall of Famer as well. But, I mean, it was a good group of guys. I mean, it was kind of teetering on like the end of their careers, so they weren't as prime as they were, but at the same time they were very knowledgeable for a young guy coming in the organization at the time.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned earlier before you're not really necessarily a strikeout guy, more pitch to contact, again, not velocity, but really good sink and just movement on your pitches. What, in your opinion, makes you so effective out there and just like a tough guy to get a hit against?
I just challenge the hitter every chance I get. I mean, there's a lot of aggressive hitters in this league, so they're swinging because they know I'm going to be throwing strikes. They might not know where it's going to end up because of the movement, but they're going to be aggressive with it. So I just attack. I mean, I just enjoy baseball when it's quicker paced. I mean, they've been doing all these rules to try to quicken up the time clocks and whatnot, and it just puts more fans in the stands, and I'm all about it. So it's kind of what I'm all about.
Now, 2015, you spent with the Lancaster Barnstormers in the Atlantic League. You guys had a really good ball club that year, and playing at Clipper Magazine Stadium is a really nice ballpark to play at. Can you speak to me about your time with the Barnstormers and just that ball club specifically, how successful you guys were that year?
In all honesty, I mean, going from affiliated to indie ball, I thought it was going to be a totally different transition, but I really enjoy indie ball. It's just a bunch of great group of guys. I mean, that year in Lancaster, the stadium's phenomenal, the locker room's great, and just the feel of everything was really, really done well. So, I mean, it was a blessing in disguise to be picked up by them, and then kind of flipped over here. I love New Britain as well. I mean, they're just a great organization as a whole. So, I mean, we got great guys in our locker room, and just they have so much experience, and even the young guys will learn a lot just from the older guys teaching them things.
Final question for you, Kyle. Like you mentioned earlier, you're in your second year with the New Britain Bees. A little rough first half for you guys, but now second half's begun, a fresh start for you guys. What do you think you guys need to do in the second half to maybe make some noise against teams like the Patriots and the Bluefish and the Ducks?
In all honesty, I mean, we just need to go out there and do what we know we can, because, I mean, the talent is there. We just have to – we've been kind of – when the pitching's not on, our hitting's off. I mean, it's just like this. We need to get on the right page, and I think that's going to happen very soon. We're going to be going on a heater, especially going into All-Star break. We need to win a series because we just beat Somerset in this series, which is nice.
Well, Kyle, thanks so much, and just good luck with the Bees. All right.